What is going on, guys? Tomcat here, and in today's video, we are going to be playing spin tires with my new Thrustmaster TX wheel. Now, my friends over at Thrustmaster sent this wheel to me, and I've been playing some Assetto Corsa with it. I've been playing some other racing games with it, but I felt like the best way to introduce it on the channel, other than the reveal video, obviously, was to play one of my most popular games, which is spin tires. And spin tires, being that it is an off-road game, it was a bit odd going into it with a wheel, and I don't really see many other people playing spin tires with a wheel, but let me just say right off the bat, it was a very different experience to say the least, especially the fact that we're using like this Digger monster truck and stuff like that. And once I started feeling like the force feedback and stuff like that, which you guys will see throughout the video, sometimes I fight the wheel a little bit. The force feedback is actually really good. When you compare the force feedback to what's actually happening in the game, it's pretty accurate, actually. Like, it's pretty accurate to what's going on in the game. I don't know how accurate it is as far as realism goes, but I know that in accordance with what's actually going on in-game, it definitely feels like it definitely feels natural, and it feels very predictable. So, it's one of those things where first of all, I never thought I'd be playing spin tires with a wheel, and I don't think there's a big wheel market for spin tires, but for the select few people that do decide to play this game with a wheel, you're actually in for a pretty interesting surprise, because the game actually feels kind of like there was actually a little bit of development focus that went, or not even a little bit more than that. A good bit of focus that went into making it feel pretty legit with a wheel. And I haven't really driven any of the normal trucks with a wheel, but when I get over to the normal trucks, I'm sure it'll feel a little bit better, because these monster trucks have a billion horsepower and go crazy every time you touch the throttle. So it's not exactly the most accurate representation, but at the same time, I feel like using the monster trucks with the wheel was a really cool way to just jump right into it, because these trucks are bonkers. They're mental, right? They don't pull any punches. They don't care. They're just like one of those vehicles that, you know, you're really not going to be using for any kind of functional basis, unless your function that you're going for is to absolutely destroy everything in your path, or just straight up have a great time. Now, considering that, I would recommend trying spin tires with a wheel. I really would. I really would recommend trying it. The only thing that I'm going to have to get used to, or, well, not really get used to, the only thing that I'm going to have to upgrade is the fact that I need a shifter, which I'm going to get my hands on soon, because it's going to help me out a lot with games like spin tires, because a lot of games require individual inputs for different gears. Like, you can't just say in spin tires, I'm going to set, like, the paddles to be up and down. You can't really do that in spin tires. You have to have individual mappings for each gear, and I'm actually making a shifting motion with my hand. I don't know why I'm doing that. Like, my hand and my arm, I'm making a shifting motion. You guys can't see that, but I don't know. I talk with my hands. Like, I'm just very expressive when I talk. And there's a lot. It's funny, because when I'm doing these commentaries, sometimes, like, my hands and arms are going like crazy, and you guys never see that. You guys just hear the voice. So, but back to the game at hand. In a little while, I switch over to a different truck, and it might be like, it's interesting because the trucks feel very similar. Obviously, they're both monster trucks. They're gonna feel pretty similar, but this spot right here, I was like, don't flip. We were so close to rolling over. I was like, no, I am not rolling this truck today. It's not allowed. No, no, I'm not rolling this truck over today. Not cool, bruh. But the games that I'm going to be using this wheel with coming soon are going to be Forza 6, obviously, because it is an Xbox One compatible wheel, and the only things I need to do before I can get to that point are I need to actually set up a proper stand, and a couple of different ways to hold the wheel when I'm actually facing the TV that I play Forza on. Which, once I start playing Forza with this wheel, it's about to be pretty legit. But I'm gonna be playing some. If you guys want me to show you some Assetto Corsa with this wheel, I would be very happy to, because I've been playing a ton of Assetto Corsa in my off time, and just really thoroughly enjoying that game with a wheel. I didn't really like it when I was playing it on a controller, but now that I'm on a wheel, it feels really good, and it's really fun, and it's just such an in-depth game that you can just spend hours just doing hot laps. I mean, that's what I was doing the other night, was just doing hot laps around Circuit de Catalunya, just constantly, just around, and around, and around. I switched cars out a couple times. I was using the GT86, used the M3 for a little while, and then I used the 458. Well, I used the 458 at Nürburgring Grand Prix, but still, I mean, what an experience. The force feedback for that game is so on point. It is dialed in. And I believe in a minute we switch trucks because at this point I wanted a slight change of pace from the Gravedigger. So you'll see what I do, dear. Was like, yeah, there's a pile of lumber right there. Let me just go right over it. No biggie. Now, in switching trucks, it's funny because I switched over to the truck that was, well, you'll see it in a second, that's standing on its end over there. And I realized that there wasn't really much of a way to rescue it, so I ended up just spawning in a new version of the truck because you can't get the camera right, you can't, like, there's just a lot of stuff that's doesn't really work with that truck in that position that it's in. When it's in that position, it's pretty much beached. So we actually ended up removing it and getting back in the Gravedigger, which the funny thing is, when you get in the Gravedigger and you try to spawn something, they spawn way out in the woods, and they don't really spawn close to it at all. So after, admittedly, a couple of minutes, well, not a couple of minutes, a few seconds of finding that out, you can see where it's out in the woods. After a couple of seconds of that, I was like, yeah, you know what? This is not going to work. Switched over to the normal truck and then just spawned it normally. Now, to finish up this video, I want to again say thank you, huge thank you to Thrustmaster for getting me hooked up with this wheel and pedals. It's been amazing, just using them and stuff like that, like, you know, getting them set up, using the wheels and pedals. Really, really fun, and I'm sure that I'm going to be using them in as many games as possible coming soon. I'm so happy to be using these. They make such a difference with the games, and like every game that I've used the wheel and pedals with, it makes a huge difference. And this wheel just, like, it just feels nice to use. I mean, the leather wrapped wheel, just you can use this wheel for a while and not really kind of get tired of it. You know what I'm saying? But if you guys enjoyed this video and my first Spin Tires wheel cam, then don't forget to leave me a like. Actually, my first wheel cam ever. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button for more daily videos like this one every day in your inbox. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys enjoyed.